molded in some other things. It looks like the earth itself is just eroded through, and the stalagmites and stalactites have grown so much that this has almost created an entire wall over time. It's starting to go together right there, and it makes some really cool little things. I'd like to add more of this because I think things like this, and as ridiculous as it may seem, things like that kind of give the cave a little more texture and a little more feel rather than this just big open room. The bumps and stuff in the walls and everything look really cool, but I think things like the huge walls that are looks like they've just eroded over time really give it a nice touch and more natural feel. You can see the blue back here. It looks like we're coming up on the next area. I wanted this to be easily identifiable. And please, look away from the walls. I apologize for that. It's something else I'm working on. We're gonna hit up the third part of the cave. Right now, this is the last part that I have. But nonetheless, this is the last. This is more cave right here. We have some more stalactites and stalagmites sticking out of the ground and pushing out of the ceiling. And right now, the sound that we've got going, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I've just tossed in some random music. I don't really have any other sound effects to the game. Sean is actually doing a lot of work whenever he's able to help me get some music for the game. So we're going to have some original compositions going into here. We're going to start looking into maybe different sound effects and things like that too. Like I would love to have the sound of dripping water and just other cavernous sounds and things like that going through the caves to give it more of an ominous feel. And so eventually we'll get something like that. But it's a big work in progress, so we're just going to head speed back outside real quick again. There's only one or two more things I want to show you real quick. If I can find my door, there it is. Click on that door. We'll go outside. Alright, we're back out. I was going to climb up these mountains real quick. I want to show you some of the textures and how I have them going. Something else, I gotta clear that grass out of that water. Something else that I'm working on is getting the textures to look different. Most of the ground is just a big grass texture, kind of looks like that. But I do have some touches like the sand and near the water and things like that. And then the mountains become more rocky. And then towards the top, you start to see snow and like this right here. One of the things I'm going to add pretty soon actually is some elements of like snow on top of the mountains. So whenever you climb up, it'll actually look like it's snowing. And I think that'll be really cool, just adding some emitters for that. I tried to do a rain one once, but it slowed down the system so bad when I was trying to work with it that I just dropped it for the time being. When I can get a better system running for that, I'll have weather effects like rain. But up on the mountain, you can kind of get a bigger view of how everything runs. In the back, we have a giant lake right here. It leads to a river, which crosses out way over here and goes that way down towards where we came out of the cave. And then there's an island over there which has a tree. And I thought about putting maybe some kind of either a cabin or a house or even like another set of caves gone from that one island, which either way would be pretty cool. And then the last thing we're going to look at is I have two more trees that we haven't seen before. I'll be adding them into the scene later. Right now I have them just in for demo purpose and the placeholder. So we have this tree right here and then this bad boy right here. And they'll be scattered throughout the scene in appropriate places eventually as well. The most we see scattered throughout is this one right here. And then back towards, oh yeah, that bad boy right there. I think that's the same one as over there. Either way. And then back towards the starting area, we have these trees here, which they're kind of clumped together. I'm going to spread these out and start adding more of them too. So we'll go back to our campfire. And when you play this, this actually is one of the few other sound effects I have. The campfire itself does actually crackle like a campfire, which was actually the first sound effect that was put into the game, was the crackling campfire. And the game itself, all it started out was just a flat plain. There was no hills. There was very little grass. This boulder here was just a stone square wall. The sky was pretty much blank and blue, and the only thing on the fire was like 5 sticks that were kind of sticking straight up and hovering off the ground with the fire. There was no smoke. And so the game has actually evolved a lot, and I've only been working on this total maybe 5 to 7 days. If you were to actually put it into man hours, it's probably been about 24 to 30, 36 hours, man hours total put into this. I've been doing all the coding myself. Most of the modeling, with the exceptions of the trees, have been done by me. I'll be getting more help as it goes along, and my testers are doing a great job helping me out finding all the bugs. There's actually been quite a few of them that have come up, and so eventually this game it's maybe it'll turn into something really cool. Man, we'll see. It's something that I'm really enjoying working on, though, and so maybe one day the next things we're gonna have. Obviously, there's just gonna be more stuff in the scene to make it look really cool, but I'd like to start adding some things to interact with, or some other life around, maybe some smaller animals, fish in the water, birds in the sky, something like that, and then eventually maybe another human stand-in to talk to, even if he doesn't give us anything. But right now the game is more just exploration. We look around, we just look at things and see how pretty they are, and that's about it. The first actual events in the game will probably be like a scavenger hunt. We maybe start at the rock, and it tells us to go find the cabin, and we go in the cabin, and there's a note on the desk that I'd put in here that maybe tells us to go search for something else, and then maybe we find a big treasure or something like that. And so that's probably where it's going to head after this. But yeah, so that's Silent World in its current state, powered by the Unity engine, and I hope everyone enjoyed. See you later.